Hafa Guam and welcome to K-Wave News Extra. I'm Sonia Artero. A total of 24 authentic Shaolin monks from China have made their way to Guam in order to perform in the greatest kung fu show ever seen. Sponsored by the University of Guam Endowment Foundation, the Shaolin Warriors show includes a dramatic presentation of kung fu fighting and weapons mastery. It's been said that the show combines the agility and grace of world-class gymnasts with the showmanship of Cirque du Soleil performers. And here with details on what to expect from the Guam performance is the tour company's managers Liza McLean and Wei Ming. Thank you both for coming in tonight. We really appreciate it. It's a pleasure and honor having you here all the way from China. So first off, tell us about the show itself and what participants can expect to see.
Okay, well the show exemplifies the mastery of Shaolin Kung Fu from boys aged 11 years to 23 years. And it takes you through the stages of learning the different techniques of Shaolin Kung Fu, from animal boxing, traditional Shaolin Kung Fu, warm-up sequences, leaping and weaponry.
Now, while we're talking, we're going to be showing some video of the Shaolin monks in action. So Wei Ming, tell us what you hope people will get out of seeing this show.
This show is theatrical kung fu spectacular, but it's by no means a simple demonstration of Shaolin martial arts. In the show, that the people can see everything they have seen in the movie, which you can see live on stage, including the famous Shaolin boxing and the famous Shaolin Qigong. It's a kind of inner air movement, and also the breathtaking practice of different kind of weapons.
I'm glad you mentioned the different type of weapons that are used, the weapons mastery. Can you mention a variety of the different weapons? Because I was reading along and they were actually very fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is tradition that the Shaolin monks, that they have to learn how to use 18 different kind of weapons, and they have to become a master of one of them. Yeah, and they have been famous through the history for practicing of sticks, 9-part whips, 3-part sticks, spears, sword, broadsword, cudgel, all sort of things.
Now, in the show itself, I was reading and you said there are 4 scenes of summer, autumn, winter, and spring. So tell us the importance of depicting those 4.
Yeah, the 4 scenes of 4 different seasons through the year depicts the theory of Buddhist cycle of life.
And I know that people that have seen Cirque du Soleil, it's just beautiful. It's constantly ongoing. And that's what I actually noticed when I saw the video of the Shaolin monks. Tell us, you know, it comes to life. It's very visual. It's very colorful.
Yeah, it's much more than just a kung fu show. It's really a theatrical event, because you have in it, the boys actually show you the daily life in the temple, and you know, through their performance you see what it's like when they wake up in the morning, when they carry the water pails, when they're sweeping out the temple, when they're training to practice the different types of animal fighting, when they're doing their traditional warm-up sequences. And it pretty much goes through the whole cycle of their learning through to weaponry and the different forms of kung fu that they do within the Shaolin temple.
Now, a lot of times parents think, you know, I don't want my kids to go to a show that shows fighting, but this is quite the opposite. Tell us why it should be encouraged that kids see this particular show.
Okay, the main principle of Shaolin culture is that they are doing this for self-defense purpose. So it's non-aggressive, although they look like a bit tough on stage, but they are doing this not for fighting.
And this is one thing that kids can strive to be or do or emulate, and it's actually honored and respected.
Absolutely. I mean, we encourage children to learn a martial art. We don't encourage them to try and do what the boys are doing on stage without professional training, because the boys that you see on stage start training from the age of 6. So many of the boys have been training for 8 or 10 years already, the boys that you're seeing on stage.
Now, I was amazed to see that you guys have toured around the world. Tell us, what have been the highlights of your touring?
We have just finished a 1-month tour in Australia. The boys, they have been fascinated by the Sydney Opera House. They took a lot of photographs. and they have also have a nice time in the Melbourne Zoo. They have seen many Australian animals, including koalas and kangaroo, and they are just so excited. They are trying to imitate the movements from kangaroo, even trying to develop a kangaroo boxing. And also, it was such a nice stay here during the past several days here in Guam. Such a beautiful beach. They have been there and they swam in the water, in the sea, and they enjoyed it very much. They even built up a wall, like they will do in the show, in the water.
Fantastic. It sounds very visually stimulating. And I did want to encourage people to come see the show, only because anything that the UOG Endowment Foundation promotes is a show you won't want to miss. I mean, they go out of their way to, you know, make it a show you won't want to miss. And so if there's anyone out there with any doubt in their mind, please don't have a doubt. And is there anything, Liza, that I didn't ask that you want to ensure people know about?
I just think from a family audience perspective, the great thing about this show is that we actually encourage people up onto stage. So there are 3 sections in the production where we have audience participation, and I would say from the Australian audience's reaction that this is definitely a highlight in the show, because parents get to watch their children go up on stage and actually learn some movements from the Shaolin monks. So it becomes an experience for the whole audience to have their families involved. So come along, it's a fantastic show. I think you'll really enjoy it with your families.
Sounds fun. Wei Ming, anything you want to add?
As I learned from them, they always regard it's the destiny which brought them here to perform, to present the brilliant Shaolin Kung Fu as well as Shaolin culture to the local people.
Well, we are very honored and excited to have them here, and we thank you both for coming in, and kudos to you and your efforts.
Thank you very much.